wanted to succeed by my family, but I ended up having not so great exams during 12th. Even though I ended up getting 90%, but my aims were higher and I didn't end up achieving what I wanted to achieve. So that was a I was in a double mind to write that exam. Somehow my friend pushed me to write it. Somehow from my memory, I was able to write these exams. But truth be told, I was having a really bad days during my improvement days too. And during those days, the one or two things that kept me going was basketball and friends and bit of traveling and whatsoever. So please hone your hobbies, keep enjoying them. It may not give you a career, but it might give you some peace when you need it, especially during tough times. So it's very, very important to handle failure with the right things, not the wrong things. Right things are the right hobbies, like it could be soccer, it could be music, it could be writing or reading books, anything. Please keep honing your hobbies, even if your parents are saying you're wasting time. It's okay. This will help you to tide the tough times. So, the next important point, how to find the secret key. And this particular episode of mine, this is a real life story. I met this best president of India that we all had from Tamil Nadu, Mr. APJ Abdul Kalam, during my first year in college. I was somehow selected to present my college's English laboratory to APJ Abdul Kalam. I explained it for 15 minutes, and he never uttered single sentence during that 15 minutes. And he gave some feedback, and I was able to spend another 5 minutes walking with him. He was actually literally running. He was. I asked him, "Why are you running?" Then he says, "I have less time. I want to change a lot of young minds." And the change of thought for him was India will become a superpower by 2020. I believed in it when I listened to him in 2001. I strongly believed India could be a superpower, and I still believe India could be a superpower. And that seed of thought came from APJ Abdul Kalam, and not wasting time, that came from walking with him in the corridors of BIT where I studied. But the main point I'm trying to say here in this slide is how to find the secret key. So there are only few dreams that helps us to find those secret key. What are those dreams? Dreams, according to APJ Kalam, is not every dream that we get in the night time we sleep. The dream that let us not sleep, or a dream or a project or something that makes you not sleep or give up food or give up money to do that, or give up sometimes your parents too, sometimes your the best things whatever you want to do in life. People might oppose you, but you have a strong belief that this dream I have to follow. Those are the dream I'm talking about, not like the everyday dream that we get in the night. So this is a very, very important moment you need to figure out in your life. You need to analyze, self-analyze your thoughts. Is there a moment where I'm feeling like I don't want food, I don't want money, I don't want sleep, I want to do only this project? And currently, I have one project in mind like that. The one project that I'm thinking about is how to save water and how to bring a new tap to the society that helps to save water. And that is the current dream, that is a personal dream that I'm running after. So likewise, in college days, I had few other secret key. And I'm going to share with you all how I figured out what are those secret key. Using this philosophy of ABJ Abdul Kalam, uh, really honestly, I didn't read this quote until I prepared this presentation 3 years back. I figured out myself what are the things that makes me not to sleep, what are the things that I'm very much interested in life, and that's exactly what I'm going to talk about, and how I used it to find my secret key in final year of my college time. So there are two important stories I have to talk about. One is a paper presentation. Paper presentation is something that I always wanted to do from first year of my college life. and I was not doing it until I got myself
Sorry.
placed in a company and my mind was free, and I started preparing a paper presentation. It was just a week before my paper presentation I started preparing the presentation as such. So I went completely opposite to what I've seen so far in my college life in a paper presentation. So every paper presentation that I used to see in my college annual event is every slide will have anywhere between 50 to 100 or 300 words. I went from 50 to 5 words or max 10 words in a single slide. I started following Steve Jobs, and then I realized the presentation and communication is very important. And I changed the style of presentation in college days. And I didn't stop there. I involved what I did in my third year. One of the subjects that we studied was 3D or 3D animation. Software was taught to us, and I used that software to elaborate the paper that I was presenting. The paper that I presented along with my friend, it's a topic called free space optics. So free space optic is nothing but using Razor to transfer data from one side, which is the laser light, and the input that comes through the laser light is a song, a Tamil song or an English song. I took that song, converted into laser light, and then passed that laser light to the speaker where the song gets reproduced. So that's free space optics, using the space as the medium and laser as a medium to send data from one side to another side. So this is the paper presentation, and we use 3D animation to illustrate how it works in real life. And also, one of my juniors actually really did this project as a college project. He's a ECE student, and I took the project. I requested him, "Can you help me?" He was a good friend of mine. He gave the demo project as well to me. So I went. This was my first ever presentation ever. Before going to the presentation, 2 days before, I was trying to finish this presentation first time, presented to college teachers, few of them who are very close with me, took their feedback. I know I was doing literally a very, very useless job in presenting, but still the teachers, they were encouraging me. They were telling me, "Oh, you're doing good, not bad, change few things." And I know myself, I was not doing well. So the last 2 days before the actual presentation, I literally didn't sleep. I didn't sleep, and my partner who was presenting with me, I also made him not sleep to make sure we deliver the presentation very well. The only goal was to go there and not fumble in front of 50 or 100 people in another college. So we prepared quite well. I went to the college. It's called KSR. You might be aware. That's where first I presented, and I was supposed to present the sixth. Suddenly, the previous four teams didn't appear, so they requested me to present as a second candidate or second team. So we went and presented the way I said. We presented the deck with minimum 10 or 15 slides, less words. We showed the 3D animation to make them understand what we're talking about. Then we showed the demo, everything put together, 15 or 20 minutes. We finished the presentation. We were not expecting anything because that was a IT and CSE department conference, and we went and presented a ECE paper. We were not expecting anything. And after we finished the presentation, I could see there were a couple of guys who were doing excellent CSE or IT presentation, which was on cryptography and other high-level technical papers. So I actually left the auditorium, and somehow when they announced the prize distribution, we won the second prize. The prize is not the important point I'm trying to make here. The 2 days prior to this presentation, what we did is what I'm trying to make as the secret key that I figured out the first in my final year. The secret key was I was able to withstand my sleep for doing something that I believed in 100% or more than 100%. And I even made another person to join in that pursuit to make that presentation quite well, and he was able to give up sleep for some time as well. So and of course he didn't do it again. I went after picking many students who were not placed, I wanted them to give something to put it in their CV. So I picked students who were from different departments and took them to the paper presentations, not only in Tamil Nadu but even Andhra and some other country, some other states. And then we won everywhere, second or third or first place. And that is the journey of my first finding the secret key. The second important secret key moment in my college days was during this final year. There was a very good friend of mine. His name is Arivamani, and he is a mechanical engineer by study. He was studying mechanical engineer, but he is one person I interact a lot, even though I'm from IT, and he interacts with me more than even with the mechanical students. And he was in the conceptual stage of creating a club, personality development club. And that point of time in Banari Amman, we used to have four different clubs. One was Rotract, and guys, please continue the Rotract club. It's very important. I have to owe it to Rotract. And the other club was photography club. Another was music club, and the fourth one was Tamil or Tamil Mandram. So the fifth one we started, which is the personality development club. My task as a vice president, my friend was the president. I was given the vice president's role, and my task was to go get students and enroll as members. So the four clubs that I mentioned, the largest club was Rotary Club, of course, and it had 50 members as members, and that was the largest club in the college that time. So my task was to go beyond 50, and I set myself a target of going beyond 50, and my president said, make it to 75 to 100. I said, okay, let me try. I went to all the different years. I spoke with all the first years, second years. I was concentrating on first years and second years and third years. And at the end of the registration process, we had 500 plus enrollment as members. The single majority club in Banariaman at that point of time. So we just went away from the Rotract's majority. From 50, we increased 10 times to 500 people in the even before the club started. And we did a lot of things in that club. And the first years during that time who joined the club, or the second years who joined the club, they are still a good friend of mine. When I went to Europe or US or any other place that I went to, if I go to LinkedIn, I find somebody and say, I'm coming to a new country, can you help me? They were like telling me, senior, I definitely want to meet you. And the reason, when I went and asked them in person, well, I don't know you, I don't see any remembrance of you, but how do you remember me? They said it's because of the Personality Development Club. And I'm very thankful to my friend Ariyumani, who initiated the club, and I helped him to increase the club membership. So what I saw in that particular moment is the second secret key. The sales skill which was existing in me, I was not even aware of that until that point of time in my life. And even after that, I went to the routine, the normal way of looking at life to join an IT company instead of going and joining a sales or something else in a company. Because I all believed, like anybody, that we all need to go to IT and work in IT, because that's how you can go from a normal family or a low income family to a middle class family to upper middle class family. That's the mindset I had too. So there is nothing wrong, but these are the two important moments that helped me to find the secret key, which I am able to later connect back and see the dots. Now I'm in sales. I'm using paper presentation, the same presentation I'm doing every day for my career. These two are the skills, the core skills that I found in college, that I'm able to use it in my career. So if you are going to look into yourself, you will be able to find your secret key that you can translate to a career as well. So start differentiating between a hobby and a passion and a career. So these are hobbies: basketball, photography, travel. These are hobbies. But the secret key figuring out is, you need to somehow find those hobby or passion and able to translate that dream into a career as well, or a profession as well, or something that you can get money or to sustain life as well. So it's important to hone your hobbies and also go find your secret keys to make a career out of it as well. So this is the first and most important topic of the presentation. You have to start looking at those moments in your life where you are able to give up your sleep, where you are able to give up your food, where you are able to say, I don't need money to make this project come to life. There might be only one or two moments during college life, or it may be just one moment throughout your life. Figuring out that one moment will change you forever. That moment for APJ Abdul Kalam was flying an aeroplane. He didn't fly an aeroplane, but he ended up becoming the rocket scientist and the president, which are all excellent outcome of having a high dream. So please go figure out what is your secret key. Please think about it every day if possible. What is that moment that I am looking for? That thought process, if you keep it alive every day, one day you will be able to find your secret key. And again, I'm telling you, this is not the end all for the success. This is the starting point for success. I'm going to the next section of the presentation. But before going there, I would like to talk about this young kid. His name is Richard. So just go to YouTube, search for Richard TEDx Kenya or Lion Saving Lion. You will get this video. I'm not playing it now. This young guy who was going to school, but he was very much interested in breaking electrical equipment and trying to use that equipment in a different way. So what he did was he did an experiment to save his dad's and family farm from lions who were attacking it and destroying it for their food. So he devised a new electrical equipment that creates energy that makes lions stay away from the farms. After his invention was done, the whole of Kenya followed it. And once the whole of Kenya followed it, he was invited by TED to talk about the story. He never knew English. He was taught by the TED people to talk in English, and he came and presented in English. Trust me, it's a very inspiring story. Please go and Google about Richard. And if we can save lions, we can save our tigers, elephants, or even people if we put ourselves and our passion, if we find ourselves and passion early. So please go listen to this TED Talk by Richard and how he saved his farm, lions, and Kenya. And because of this wonderful act, he is now getting a scholarship to study in the field of engineering, and he will become a R&D scientist the way he wanted to be. So the next part of the presentation, once you have the secret skill, secret keys, then you need to identify only one skill in life, just one skill. You don't need to have many skills to be successful. All you need is one skill. So once the secret key is identified, master this one skill and you will be able to succeed in life. So I'm going to talk about a story, and this emphasize on the point of the second session, which is mastery of skills. One Arm Judo Champion. So there was a handicapped boy, and the handicapped boy went to a judo competition in his village. And after seeing the competition, he started liking the competition, and he wanted to learn judo. So he went to the coach and asked the coach, "Can you help me become a judo player? And I want to also possibly play and see if I can win it." So the master initially declined them, saying, "You cannot handle this rigor. It's very tough. Please don't come. It's a waste of time." But that student or the disabled young chap didn't give it up. He kept on following up, and one day the master relented. And what the master did was, he made one move, and he taught him one move. The young chap was asked to do only one move every day, every week of the month, every month in a year. He was asked to practice only one move, and the young chap kept on practicing the same move. Of course, he got frustrated. Master, why are you not teaching me any other move? And one day the master said, "Don't worry, you will come to know one day." So after 1 year or so, the young chap was taken to a judo competition. The master said, "You're ready to go and fight. You win or lose, doesn't matter. Let's fight." The young chap went and started competing, and he was able to go from first round, second round, third round, fourth round. Finally, he won the competition. He was the champion of that judo competition, and this was not with the disabled kids. It was with all the capable kids like us, with no injury or no disablement. And the young kid was surprised. Like, master, tell me, how did I win this championship? So the master said, I taught you only one move, but that move is the toughest move in judo. And you did only that move, so that is the only reason you are able to become champion. For a normal people, this move is very difficult, but for you, there was no option, and you said, I will do it whatever it is, and that is one of the reasons you became a champion. But mastery of that one move made him the champion of a judo, which is a difficult sport in itself, even for abled people like us. So mastery is very important. It's not only this person who did this mastery. Look at Bruce Lee. Bruce Lee is well known for his martial arts skills. So power of mastery is very, very much acquired by all the top athletes, or all the successful businessmen, or all the national leaders. They master their skills. So Bruce Lee says he doesn't fear a person who does 10,000 different moves. He fears a person who does a single move 10,000 times. So there is a multiple theories and theses done on this. There is a thought process. If you go spend 10,000 hours on a single topic, 10,000 hours, not 1 hour, 2 hour, 10,000 hours on a single topic, you are the expert. The world will see. So please, whatever the area that you're selecting using secret key, finalize 2 or 3 areas, zero in on one secret key or one area, then start mastering. Put 10 hours, 20 hours, make it to 10,000 hours by the time you go finish your first 10 years of a career. That is the mastery that I'm talking about to succeed in life. So you all might be aware Kamal Haasan. Kamal Haasan is a well-known actor in Tamil Nadu, and he is a brilliant thinker. And some of his movies, we need some time to think and realize what he's talking about. He was asked, what was the one single advice you gave to Shruti Haasan when she entered acting? So according to Kamal Haasan, I read this in a paper. He said, a little progress each day in the chosen field adds up to big results, and that he follows in his life. So in cinema, the reason Kamal Maniratnam or Shankar is able to continuously shine for 30, 40, 50 years is because they kept on adding their skills every day, no matter what. They learned new things. Avai Shanmugi is a clear example where he saw a movie in Hollywood and he took the best makeup man from the Hollywood and make a movie for South and Tamil Nadu or India, pan India. So how was he able to do that? A little progress in the skill that he wanted to excel, he kept on adding, and that is the only reason it led to big achievements for Kamal Haasan, Rajni, or anybody for that matter. So please go master your area of choice. And how you find the area of choice or the passion that you want to follow? Secret key. How to find the secret key? Go look for the moment where you're ready to give up your sleep, where you're ready to give up your food or money. And those are the moments that reveal you. to some extent. So the third point, third section of this presentation is failure. Failure is very, very important, and everywhere in India, especially in southern India, Tamil Nadu or Karnataka or Kerala, we have been asked to not fail much. We have been asked to succeed in everything that we embark. But I have a different opinion. I'm, I say failure is very, very important for success. And a person who can move on from failure are the persons who can really succeed in life. So learn from failure, accept failure, so you can succeed faster. So, as I said, failure is part of success. And for example, this is my idol in basketball. His name is Michael Jordan. I'm not sure everyone is aware because he's from previous era. So Michael Jordan used to be part of Chicago Bulls. I played basketball. I literally looked up to Chicago Bulls team to play my basketball, and every day I dreamed about making some of the moves Jordan or the Scottie Pippen or Bulls do. But according to him, he is the legend. He is the pinnacle of NBA and basketball that the world has seen, and he's one of the stalwarts. He missed 9,000 shots in his career. He lost 300 games. And he was always given the ball in the last few seconds to make his team win. And during those moments, 26 times he has failed his team. He, of course, failed a lot of times, as you can see here. But he is considered the most successful ever. And according to him, he failed enough, and only then he succeeded. So please fail. And he's not the only one. There is another big legend. Because of him, we are able to see the light, or able to read in the night, the light bulb or the tube lights, whatever the way you call it. Thomas Alva Edison invented that. And he has experimented 1,000 times. And he never called those 1,000 failures as failures. But those are experiences that led him to find the tube lights and the lights that we use. If he didn't fail, and if he didn't continue to embrace or on the pursuit of finding the light, we will not have a light today. So you need to make sure, go past the failure when the world looks at you as a failure. It's easy, people come and support and tell you are a failure, but you need to understand, without failure, you will never be able to succeed. So these are two important examples that we can always associate. So another big example that I take from life through my readings or the books that my mom gave me when I was young is Abraham Lincoln. Lincoln, I consider him as one of the best statesmen or a politician ever in the history. And look at his career of failure. He was demoted in army. Whatever the business he started failed. He lost presidential election 8 times, and he never gave up. And I'm telling this just to make a point: failures bring success. But the reason I like Abraham Lincoln is for a different reason. He is the president who used politics for the right reason. What is the right reason? He was one of the main president who abolished slavery in US. So not long ago, even in US, slavery was there. And he used politics for the right reasons. So the politics that we see in India is not the right politics. You need to watch this movie called Lincoln. It talks about just few years of his life. Go please watch this movie and how he uses politics to make a big change in the community, which they have been following for centuries, that is slavery. So learn from people like Lincoln, who has failed enough, but when the right moment came, he withstood with his principles, and he was the one who helped to culminate in ending the slavery. So please go watch the movie Lincoln. Learn from failures, we can definitely improve. And why someone fails, you need to understand this, very, very important. So Failure comes to people who really take risk. If you never failed, and people who say they never failed are people who are attempting less in their life, who are not adventurous in their life, who are not making anything dramatic in their life, anything different from the normal life or normal convention. Those people are followers in the world. If you want to be a follower, you can just be working in a company. But if you want to be a shaper or a thinker, you need to take risks. You need to go beyond the convention. You need to question the convention. You need to question everything. And that is exactly when you start failing more. When you fail more, you please understand you're in the right path towards the success. Failure after hard work, I'm talking about, not failure by laziness. Please understand there is a big difference. If you're failing because of your laziness, then it's a completely faulty thinking. You need to be putting your hard work, and you need to make sure a lot of conventional thinking you need to question and take risks. Then if you fail, it's okay. You keep going in the same path, you will succeed one day. So please make sure why you fail. Is it because of laziness or is it because of the risk taking? If it is risk taking, continue to fail, doesn't matter. But if it is due to laziness, it's time you buckle up your shoes and start removing the laziness in life and working towards the principles that I talked about before. Find your secret keys, move forward. And whenever you fail, don't get dejected. You have the most beautiful experience, that is failure. This beautiful experience leads to success. So whenever you encounter failure, just reflect on it, but move on in the sense in a positive way. Reflect on the reason why you failed, and then move forward to continue to find the success. Keep chasing the dream, and you always fail forward, never backwards. So make sure you fail early, make sure you fail fast, and the last and most important, fail forward, not backwards. So these are the most important point in the third section of the presentation. So I'm going to give some tips to succeed during college life. You follow this apart from studying your subjects and whatnot. I feel these are something that will definitely add in bringing success to your life. So I've been in your shoes. I've done some of the things that you're doing or more, but some things I'm going to share. Please try to take it seriously and follow it. I'm going to dissect one of the each topics and talk about it in some detail. Please go and try to do that in your free times to have a successful life. The first thing, apart from studies, if there is anything important in your life that you need to really get a mastery, apart from the secret key or the area that you chose to master, is your communication. Very, very important. Whatever you have, excellent thoughts you might have, but if you're not able to communicate it properly, if you're not communicate with confidence, you will not be able to get the attention it deserves or able to make the project successful. So make sure you work at your communication. So you will be able to succeed, and you will be able to speak fluent language. It doesn't matter. Tamil also is fine, or English, or Chinese, or Japanese. It doesn't matter. You just put the hard work. You will be able to master the communication. And how to do this mastery of communication? Let's get into that. The first way, a Toastmasters club. This is a point I would like to put an emphasis to Uncle Chandrasekhar or Principal Jayaraman. Please, if you don't have a Toastmasters club, please initiate some students to start a Toastmasters club. It's like a Rotaract club, but it is beyond a Rotaract club that helps in communication. So make sure students spend 1 hour voluntarily, not forcefully, because if they don't understand, they will not spend the time wisely. better they go spend it in some other key areas they figure out. But they need to voluntarily do this Toastmasters every week 1 hour. They can split it depending on the department, and they have to run it in different departments. But please make your friends, everyone, spend time in Toastmasters. It could be for Tamil, it could be for English, or it could be for anything. Follow the process they have already set so you can improve the communication. This is the first step. Second step, news. News and alerts are very, very important. I will talk about the news first. I used to be a big fan of the paper called The Hindu. So I'm still a great fan of Hindu. Whenever I'm coming to India for work or vacation, the one paper that I want to start my day is with Hindu. I usually started with sports section because I'm a sports person in my life. I love sports. My father was the reason I went into sports so much, and we started reading Hindu just to follow the Indian cricket team. But because of that, my English language and vocabulary started improving. I didn't understand any of the words that I started reading before, first when I started out. But of course, as the days passed, as the months passed and years passed, I was able to make out the meaning for certain words and not able to make out meanings for certain words as well, because Hindu had a high standard of English. So then, after my stint in Singapore or Hong Kong, I slowly also started reading Economist and New York Times. They have a different way of writing articles that provokes your thought process to question the conventions, or the way they present an idea in itself is completely different from the Indian news or media channels. So those are things that I would recommend you to do, but start with Hindu. That's where we have the best paper in Tamil Nadu. Please use it. Many people in North also read Hindu because of the high level of English and uh, sometimes neutrality they maintained until certain point of time. And consider if you want to master a subject, say it could be photography, or it could be music, or it could be artificial intelligence, or it could be a programming on Python or something. So what you need to do, my suggestion is create an alerts in Google. Google have this very beautiful feature called alerts. So these alerts, you can create it daily or weekly, depending on the timeline that you want to read a topic read on a topic. So I always create alerts for the topics that I want to get world opinion from Google. So consider if I'm entering a market like Middle East where I never worked. So I want to find about banks in Middle East. So I will create Middle East banks as an alert every week. So I read about Middle East bank every week. So for you as students, you can create an alert on jobs from Infosys, especially during COVID times. Jobs are very hard to find, and what you can do is go create an alert for the dream companies that you want to work with. Don't go join TCS and CTS of the world always. You figure out, if you figure out the key areas, if you figure out what is the skills that you're mastering, which is Python or artificial intelligence or whatever, you know which company you want to focus or join and work for. It will not be TCS, it will not be Infosys. It will be a product company which is focusing on artificial intelligence, or one which uses Python the more. So once you know that the company which is specializing, like artificial intelligence, is heavily used in maybe Microsoft or IBM or Tesla, then create an alert for these companies. Then start following these companies. Then you will know what they're doing in this company. So you can start doing a final year project, something related to what Tesla is doing on the artificial intelligence, or something Microsoft is building on artificial intelligence. So when you present this as a final year project to a Microsoft, you will be getting a possibility to join Microsoft India or even US. So that's how you use news and alerts for the benefit of upskilling your choice of passion or subjects that you chose to do. Second point, books and movies. I'm not a voracious reader. I pick and choose very, very few books in my life, but those books have shaped me in different ways. I'm reading another book called Principles by Ray Dalio. It's actually in my bed. Sorry, I couldn't show it to you. But please do choose your books. Books are best friends that you can ever have, and it can shape your life. The one book I would recommend everyone to go get your hands on is a book called Fountainhead. Fountainhead. I repeat, Fountainhead. This book is one of the ideal books for students to read. Reason is it talks about how a civil engineer who goes against the convention to build the best buildings ever seen in North America. Again, it's not a true story, but it is a excellent book. If you go past the first chapter, you will realize that kind of a life is what we should be leading. So please read that book. That will lead you to some other books as well. And movies help me to transform and go beyond many countries by learning their languages, by learning my imagination, and sometimes it gave me hope to lead a life. One such movie is Shashank Redemption that you can see here. This is a best movie, one of the best movies that many people liked it. I'm started watching quite a few foreign language movies. I like Korean, Persian, German, Russian, and Malayalam, Telugu. I watch every languages these days. Not only stick to Tamil movies. So please go watch the best movies that you could get hands on. It teaches something in life, but you need to pick those points and use it for your own good. The recent Tamil movie I really enjoyed watching is Pariyerum Perumal, that talks about how to get rid of casteism very subtly but very, very head on. That kind of movie is going to take Tamil Nadu to the next stage. And I would highly recommend people watch movies and read a lot of books. Please go do that as much as possible when you have free time in life. And social media. I'm pretty sure every student carries a Facebook or Instagram account at this point of time. Almost 90% of them. I came out of Facebook 2-3 years ago. I kind of not using actively because whatever I was not even following what my friends were doing in Facebook. That was not my intention. I gave up Facebook because whatever I'm reading, I'm not even implementing in my life. I used to read a lot because I kept the RSS feed of many topics that I was interested in. But whatever I was reading, I was not utilizing in my real life, and I was wasting my time. So I said I'm not going to go to Facebook anymore. And I never joined Instagram until recently for my photography expedition. So there is nothing personal in Instagram. Also, it's only for photography. But I'm not talking about the social media, this side of social media, which is the fun side of social media. I'm talking about the other side of the social media, which is the LinkedIn. LinkedIn. If you're not having an account in LinkedIn as a college student, my recommendation to Principal Jayaraman is make sure first or second year onwards they have a LinkedIn account. Every student. The reason I will come and share in the coming slides. You need to have a LinkedIn account. You need to update your interests. You need to tell the world that you figured out your key areas using your secret keys, and you are passionate about 1, 2, 3 topics that you chose to do mastery of. It could be 3 maximum. You're not going to master more than 3. If it is 1, well and good. You're much more clear in what you want. 3 is the maximum. Go master these 3 things and put it out in LinkedIn. Be an expert. That is the first thing as a college student you should be doing. Okay? Spend time on the fun side, but LinkedIn is very important for college students, especially for second, third year, and final year students have to have it. Then, how to use this LinkedIn for effectively finding your dream things in life. Dream things could be entrepreneurship. Dream things could be finding a great job, or it could be higher studies. How to utilize LinkedIn or social media for the right reasons. So my suggestion to you all is don't go waste your vacations.
Excuse me,
Please
sir.
enjoy the vacation. Yeah.
Sir, slide is not visible, sir.
Um, okay. Only now or even before?
Sir, before, sir.
Oh my God. Okay, let me resume presenting. Can you see this? Can you see it?
Yeah, sir. Yeah.
Yes, I could see, but what about others? Dhanush?
Sir, now only, sir, visible.
Ah, okay. Yes,
Before
yes.
were you not able to see? Like Jaraman, were you able to see before? Okay, let's continue with the presentation. So, internship with right mentors is very important, and internship can be achieved in multiple ways. The LinkedIn is one way to really find internships. So, please identify your dream and secret key. Then use LinkedIn to get the internship with the right company, and try each semester. Please go and try different companies, different firms, or consider third semester you might be interested in something related to engines, and fourth semester you are interested in electrical cars or electrical bikes. So find a mechanic to work with him. Even mechanics are the best teachers. They know the ins and outs of mechanical engineering of a bike or a car. You can even go spend time vacationing or interning with the mechanic to understand how a car works or how a bike works, or find a company in the artificial intelligence in Coimbatore who are working. I know my friend who's running a company in Coimbatore may be in need of talents to do something. So you go find a company in your area of choice and go intern yourself and keep changing the area every semester. I'm not saying you have to change your interest, but if you are not sure after finishing the internship, this is the area that I want to focus for my life, then change the area, change the internship, and go through the process again in every semester. So you can find the area by third year end. By you need to use second year, which is 2 semesters you have in second year and 2 semesters in third year. So 4 times you can try different internship companies or different areas of choice, and you can decide from four one area to stick to in the final year of your college life. So this is the very important part of your life. Use LinkedIn or use your father, mother, or uncle to find intern company. It doesn't need to be a high performing MNCs. You can go as low as a mechanic, real mechanic, in the streets of Erode or any other city where you belong to. You may not come from Erode. You go to your own town, go talk to a mechanic, or if you're doing agricultural engineering, go work with the farmer. Why we are using pesticide? Why not a natural way? Go figure out. Give a solution. Try to do this in every semester. Of course, you need to enjoy your vacations. Please do enjoy after this 4 hours or 5 hours of each day learning something from the field that you want to immerse in your life, in your career later. So there are three important key decisions you will be making in college time. I'm going to talk about this a bit more. One thing most of them end up thinking is to do a job or possibly higher studies. So if you're thinking about job, by third year after 4 internship, you should be selecting. You should be in a position to select the company that you need to go and work for, instead of company selecting you. That is the goal you need to have as a student. You should not be waiting for TCS and CTS and Wipro to come and select you. You should be telling which company you're going after by the end of third year. So for that, you need to start everything from first year or second year. The preparation starts as soon as you enter the college. It doesn't start at the final year. So start working towards, plan it backwards. You will be able to achieve this. by the time you achieve come into the final year. Consider you're planning to do higher studies. I highly recommend you finish your higher studies, especially in technology if you want to. And if you're planning to do an MBA, don't do it as soon as you finish it. So if you're doing technological world, it's good to continue your education. If you're doing a management or MBA, then don't please go and study as soon as you finish your college. Because management is all about finding the different scenarios that you might encounter as a problem. When you're working only, you will be able to get that. And you need to minimum, I'm telling you, minimum 5 to 10 years, you need to have a work ex to synthesize and understand what an MBA program teaches, especially a top 10 MBA schools in India or outside India. So please don't go join an MBA right after the college. If you're doing an engineering or MTech or MS, of course you can continue for your preparation for GRE, CAT or a GATE. So you can do that from second year. Give your CAT exams or GATE exams or GRE exams by third or fourth year. But if you ask me, I would recommend either. That's based on my own analysis. Please don't go for a job. Please don't go for higher studies. The last, the suggestion that I would want to give is a startup. I would really urge every student, if possible, please start a company in your college time itself. You need to start a company. You need to experience one big company starting experience in the college itself. Not everyone, maybe a group of 5 can start a company. You need to know by third year, you need to know which area you're good at. Are you good in sales? Are you good in technology? Are you good in people management? Are you good in operations? Operations is helping people get things. So if you find who are good in these or who is good in finance, who can manage money better, these are the 5 people needed for a company. So if you can find these 5 people who are good at each, take the responsibility of this and take an idea, just run with an idea, okay? Zero in on one pain, form the team, make sure it is a team with all the 5 skill sets that I talked about, and scale the idea and start selling, make a product, start selling the product, go test it out in the market, see if it is viable or not. Very, very important. I'm willing to take this water tap project with Vellalar Institution if there is a team who is keen to do it. I will teach people how to do this in each step of finding the right team, of finding the right solution. It's a collaborative effort, and finding how we can scale this project to market, go to market strategy, and how we can start selling this product right now in Erode, maybe to take it to Tamil Nadu and whatever. We can try this with a single project. Let's do that. And this is where I would recommend you all to do if you have the interest to do a startup. Find your own company. Don't go and join a company unless your family needs you to join a company. Okay. Even in that case, I want you to make a hard choice. If you believe in an idea, go and find a startup and find the right team and make that startup succeed. I know one of my friends who is in competitive with whom I told you, he gave up his job. 5 years he struggled, and he has 2 companies now, and he's doing multi-crore business out of Coimbatore. And his mission is to make a multi-billion-dollar company from Coimbatore. That person, he says I inspire him, but I say he inspired me more than anybody. So please do that. You can do either of the 3 depending on your family situation or your own interest. But if you ask me, as a student, try to do a startup than a job or a higher studies. That is going to teach you more than anything ever, or a college or any of your family members can teach you. The best way to learn is to do it yourself. So startup is the way I would recommend. So, and I always believe, like Mr. Jayaraman touched about this point, the reason I'm doing this session to all of you students is not for any of my gain. I don't have any self-interest in this session. This is because to make sure you all understand, real success is not about money. It's not about fame or anything. It's real success is to help our society improve. The it's students improving. That's what APG Kalam did, and I'm also trying to do the same thing. Whatever I knew, I'm trying to share it to you all so that you all improve and you become better than the previous generation like us. So don't go after money. Money comes if you go for real success. Fame comes, you go after real success. Power comes if you go after real success. So I'm going to tell uh, what are the people that I've seen in life who taught me what is real success. I'm going to touch upon them before concluding this session. So I love this uneducated, illiterate, but the best CM of Tamil Nadu. Literally the best CM of Tamil Nadu, Kamarajar, Karma Veerar Kamarajar. We have to all salute to this great man. All people have to salute. The reason is we are all educated. We are all studying something because of two people. One, the person came from Erode, Ivera Periyar. Kamarajar implemented 20,000 schools in Erode because it was Ivera Periyar who said, along with Kamarajar, we should not close 2,000 schools like the uh, then CM before to Kamarajar, I forgot his name, who said to close the schools. So Kamarajar first shouted, no, it's wrong. And Ivera Periyar made Kamarajar win as a CM. And the only request Ivera Periyar had to Kamarajar was to reopen those 2000 schools. But Kamarajar did multiple steps further. He went and opened 20,000 schools in Tamil Nadu. And why he did that? Because he figured out why people are not coming to schools, even though the schools, government schools were free. The reason was it was 20 to 50 kilometers to go to a single, every day to a school. For a student to go 20 to 50 kilometers, there was no bus, they have to walk. And some of our fathers or grandfathers did walk that long to study. But he converted that 20 kilometers to 50 kilometers to minimum 2 kilometers to 5 kilometers in Tamil Nadu. Please understand that. I'm able to speak in English, I'm able to speak in any language for that matter, is because of one single person's effort or two single person's vision, that is Kamarajar and Ivera Periyar. I'm very proud about that. And you all need to be aware, our ancestors, not only Kamarajar, even before that, they have done tremendous job. So go unearth these gems. I used to not give such importance to them when I was in Tamil Nadu. I'm ashamed to tell that, but I realized my mistake after reading about them. So far, I talked about a lot of foreigners, a lot of peoples whom you all understand and relate to. But now I'm going to end the session with Indians and, if possible, the Tamil people. Please listen to them. We are all leading in various industries in Tamil Nadu because of various nice efforts from starting with Kamarajar, Anna, and then to some extent at Kalangar, or to some extent also with Jayalalitha. But the starting point all hails with few people, so we need to give them the salute they deserve. I used to travel to Banari Amman every time. I used to take the bus, Jiva bus. It used to be Jiva bus, not like Tamil Nadu State Corporation like what we currently see. And I was like thinking, who is this Jiva? I didn't know who was Jiva was. But if there is one person who I keep above Kamarajar, it is Jiva. This person is the most selfless I've ever seen. He's a communist by heart, but a person who supported important capitalistic projects that Kamarajar and other CMs came forward to implement for Tamil Nadu. So you have to understand one important story. He put the stone for a new school that was implemented during Kamaraja term. And Kamaraja came to open the school. And since Kamaraja and Jiva are friends, and he knew Jiva was the one who put the stone for the school, he wanted to take Jiva along for this school opening function. But when Kamarajar went to his house, Jiva was not able to join. He said, "Give me 30 minutes or 1 hour. I will join you later." So Kamaraja went to the function. He cut the ribbon. He opened it, and Jiva joined at the late. He was very late to the function, and some people said the reason why he came too late was he had only one veshti and one satta to wear, and he was washing them and wearing them and coming to the function. He was such a good person. He was not ready to even go and buy another shirt or pant. Why I'm telling this? We are in an era where we are forcing our parents to buy more for us. Please don't do that. It's not good for your parents if they are not able to afford. And second, it is not good for producing so much stuff. That that is also one of the reasons for the climate change. If you produce a lot of electronics or cloth or anything for that matter, it is not good. What our ancestors were wearing, white and white, is the best thing. Even color cloths like what we are wearing is a bad thing for the society and the climate. So please follow these kind of selfless leaders, read about them. And he was given a house, government house, and he was saying no to the government house. Kamaraja said no to many of the government facilities for his mother. So these are the people that were leading Tamil Nadu, unlike what we are facing now. We need some leaders. People like you can become leaders, and we can lead Tamil Nadu back to the glory days and India back to the glory days. So another leader that or a hero I look up to in my life is Rahul Dravid. He's considered the wall of Indian cricket team when I was watching cricket. And I'm not talking about his career as a cricketer. The reason I'm talking about him is what he is doing after he retired from cricket. He could have been an Indian cricket coach or any country's cricket coach, but he didn't went after those jobs which are high-paying jobs because he had a lot of money. He said, enough is enough with money making by doing what he loved. Now I want to do something that I want to really do, which is to go and coach the under 19 team and the India A team. Why he did that? He wanted to change the way the youngsters are thinking about winning or losing a game. It's not always about winning. Please understand. It's important to lose a game, but understand why we lost it and why the competition did well. So you need to introspect and analyze, and he is still doing that with the youngsters. He's changing a generation of youngsters to look at success in a different way. And for that, I hail him as my hero, a sports hero that I always loved. Please go look for people like him in your era who is doing it. Success is not the only barometer. What you need to do in life is completely different. So you need to find who you are, then you will know what I'm talking about. I'm going to end this slide or the presentation with this slide. We succeed in life because of many things. And trust me, the first part of your life, it starts with teachers and parents. And teachers are very, very important in life. Some teachers are very encouraging. Some teachers are not. Please ignore them, leave them. But look at people who encourage you. And the best persons who will encourage you are at home. Don't ever go and say anything that harms those two souls that has brought us to the earth. That is our parents. Without their sacrifices, without their divine blessings, and without our dreams and key secrets, we will not achieve success. So parental love is the only love that is truly selfless and unconditional and forgiving. This quote is by Dr. T.P. Chia. I take this very, very close to my heart. Please respect your parents. Please respect your teachers. Please respect your fellow beings. Don't ever demean anyone. Don't ever harm anyone. Try to do your best. And you, one day, once you figure out your key secrets and area of passion for life, you will definitely succeed. I'm still in the pursuit of success. I'm just in the starting stage. This is my end of today's presentation. If you want to contact me, you can take note of this. My email ID is this. I'm available in LinkedIn if you want any ideas. And if you want to see my photography pursuit, which I started in my school and college days, I still continue my passion. That is hobby. I still play quite a few sports, and I started narrowing it down to tennis now instead of basketball. I still try to commit my time for community. I give volunteering, I do volunteering for my community wherever I am. So I recommend you all do spend quality time with your friends. At the same time, introspect yourself and give it back to society as much as possible in every part of your lifetime. Thank you, one and all. And I'm open the floor for any kind of questions that you might have.
My dear students, if you are having any queries, you can raise now.
And before going to that point, Mr. Jayaraman or Chandrasekhar uncle, if you're there, let me know your feedbacks as well before I listen to students.
Very nice, Vinod. We are very happy. I listened the entire contents. Very useful to the student community. It is very happy. Such an young age you are having the thought to inspire the young generation. So I used to tell whenever to my teachers, transfer the knowledge for the transformation of the younger generation. So that is our job. That is our motto. Because whatever we are sharing for the betterment of others.
I love the quote that you said, transfer the knowledge to transform the society. Wow, it's a profound thought. I never heard this. And I always believed one of the reasons why India started losing its shine in the global stage is because we tried putting things in a ritualistic manner instead of telling the scientific manner which we are following in the rituals in temples or whatever the way we are doing it. So I'm a firm believer in transferring of knowledge for the betterment of society.
Yes.
And it's a great quote, transfer the knowledge. I will remember that.
Dean sir, can you give me?
Yes, sir. Mr. Vinod Kumar, it was very interesting. First of all, I have to tell you that you organized your presentation very well. The way you actually prepared your slides, I really enjoyed that first one. And then when you were talking about the secret case, I was just closing my eyes and trying to remember what are the keys I had in my early life.
Wow, thank you.
That actually really inspired. I was just thinking about it. And one more thing is, you showed that Mr. Richard, that line saving, right? And immediately I downloaded. And I saw, but you mentioned that the debt authority started in English, but his English was very good.
Exactly.
Yeah, so it was very good. It is actually surprising that he learned English and then he gave the presentations.
That too in TED, Mr. Peter Stanley. It's not easy.
Yeah, that is very nice. I just downloaded it. And then one thing I learned from you, because I am the senior most man in this institution, but I learned something from your presentation because I have actually used social media and then Google and other search. The Google alert, but somehow I noticed now I actually went to the Google alert and then selected my options, my interesting topics. So really the credit goes to you. So every day 10 o'clock I will be getting the alert. Okay, I have to thank you first.
It's my pleasure.
The secret key, because the students are here, just I want to motivate them. Even though I had several secret keys in my early life, now I am 70. But I have to tell you that the key to achieve that, losing the sleep and spend the sleepless nights, I just want to tell at the age of 65, I got two patents from Government of India.
Wow.
The first patent, when I received the examination report from the patent controller, I lost 3 days sleep because they actually sent me a very lengthy thing and asked me to refer about two US patents and two Chinese patents and one Indian patent. They actually mentioned there are some similarity you have to explain. So I spent 3 sleepless nights to go through different documents, downloading from Google Scholar and Google Patents. When I was telling about the dream and the sleepless night, immediately it took me about 2 years back when I spent so much time, right? So really, because I have to tell this to the students, everything is possible. Like you have mentioned, the only thing is that kind of attitude should be there. You have mentioned in all the slides, right? I really enjoyed when you actually quoted Indian leaders and Indian sportsmen and so on, because normally, and you have immediately you have said that initially you were talking about the foreign people, and then finally you were telling about Indian. But I have seen a number of presentations where they quote from the foreign countries only. But the last slides, few slides, really impressed me, sir. Thank you very much for the presentation.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. Vinod.
Yes, sir.
Professor spent around 40 years in teaching.
Wow.
He started his career at Government College of Technology. That is scientist Mailsame Annadare was his student.
Wow.
Thank you.
So I'm truly honored.
He was previously principal of IRTT. Then for the 9 years he is here with us. He is giving all the motivation and other for the faculty members, students. So you could see that at the age of 70,
70, yeah.
he never lost his thirst and curiosity.
And
He's the
I have
first
to tell
person
you,
he will always search.
wow, sir, I have to really salute your passion
Thank you,
for
thank you, sir.
education.
Thank you.
And at 70, you don't look like 70, first of all. I have
Oh,
to tell
thank
you
you.
that. And please continue to inspire a lot of students in the right way, so they have the right attitude.
Okay.
Thank you, Principal, for the
Thank
introduction.
you, sir. Thank you. So, any queries from the students?
Sir, I have one doubt.
Okay.
Yeah, please, Bala.
First of all, thank you for giving the great time, sir.
Please introduce yourself. Your name and which
Sir,
year
I
you
am
are.
Bala from Biomedical Department. I am studying second year now.
Okay.
Thank you,
Hi,
sir.
Bala.
Oh, hi, sir. Can I ask my question with telling some situation as example, sir, for
ஷூர்,
better
நீங்க
clarity?
தமிழ்ல கூட பேசலாம் போல. நான் இங்கிலீஷ்ல பேசினதுக்காக நீங்க தமிழ் யூஸ் பண்ணணும்லாம் இல்ல. தமிழ் வந்து நம்ம தாய்மொழி.
Sir, but
இல்ல
sir,
இங்கிலீஷ்ல
but I
பேசினாலும் ஓகே.
want to try in English, sir.
ஷூர், ப்ளீஸ் கோ அஹெட்.
Okay, sir. Thanks. Sir, one man follow his passion to get happiness or to get peace, as you told earlier, but he know it won't feed him, it won't give him so much of money, so he also have to concentrate on his profession, but he don't like it so much, he don't have the same energy that is spent in following in his passion. So how could to manage it, sir?
Okay.
Now my question is how to balance both passion and profession, sir?
Excellent.
Very good.
Very good question, Bala. And the way you took the courage to speak in English itself is commendable, first of all. Second thing,
Thank you, sir.
let me try to address your question in two parts, right? So if you see, if you have remember the presentation in the first few slides, I differentiated between hobby and the secret key. That's the main crux of how we can do this. So, hobbies are things that we really love, and sometimes hobby can become our career if you are really confident enough, and if you are really skilled enough, and if you are having the real communication and marketability, you can convert that hobby in itself as a career itself. Like, let me give an example. I might have a better camera, but in India I've seen people without not so great camera, they end up doing photography in wedding halls or any other situation. But in the weekends when they are not doing photography or like wedding photography, they go do wildlife photography or bird photography. So they try to combine both the passion and profession together. So the way to balance it out is one way how to figure out. So that is the one way. Second way is, just give me a minute. I'm getting a call. Yeah, Dilesh, just give me 2 minutes. I will come. Yeah, Dilesh, I'm in a call still. No, I will give you a call like calls. Hello. Yeah. So the second way to look at it is identify secret key not from hobby, but that could be done with the career itself, like what I did. Presentation and sales skills. Even though I started an IT technology company, not developing codes, but in support team, then I somehow I got lucky in life. I took some risks. I went to talk to the regional CIO, CEO to get into sales. So you need to somehow make this happen using what you have identified. So I have identified sales skills and presentation, and luckily it worked for in sales. So you need to figure out either the hobbies and convert it into a money making business, or find a secret key and work hard on it, master it, and then use it as the way to generate income or run a business as well. So these are the two methods you can do it, Bala.
Sir, thank you, sir. Thank you for explaining.
No problem.
Any queries from the students? Say.
Sir,
Yes, Bhavatarani.
sir, the one is நம்ம ஒரு கோல் அச்சீவ் பண்றோம்னா அதுக்கு ஹார்ட் ஒர்க் அண்ட் இன்ட்ரெஸ்ட் ரெண்டுமே இருக்கு. அதர் தேன் தட் வேற ஏதாவது இம்பார்ட்டண்டா நம்ம வந்து பண்ணணுமா சார் அதை அச்சீவ்
ஹார்ட் ஒர்க்கும் பேஷனும் இருந்துட்டா நீ எதுவுமே தேவையில்லை, நாலேஜ் எல்லாம் தேவையே கிடையாது. நீ உன்னோட ஆட்டிடியூட் வந்து நான் அச்சீவ் பண்ணும் பாசிட்டிவா டெய்லியும், என்னால யாரு நெகட்டிவா சொன்னாலும் நான் அதை பத்தி கண்டுக்காம ஒரு மனதோடு முழுசா ஃபோக்கஸ்டா நம்ம பண்ணோம்னா எதை வேணாலும் அச்சீவ் பண்ணலாமா பவதாரணி. ஒன்லி கொஸ்டின் என்ன வரும்னா, உன்னோட ஸ்கில் செட்டை பொறுத்து டைம் லைன் வேரி ஆகும். ஸோ நம்ம ஸ்கில் செட் நல்லா இருந்துச்சுன்னா 6 மாசத்துல முடிக்கலாம். இல்லை நம்மளுக்கு கொஞ்சம் டைம் எடுக்குதுன்னு நினைச்சா அதை 1 வருஷமோ இல்லை 2 வருஷமோ இல்லை 6 வருஷம் கூட ஆகலாம். ஆனா விடாமுயற்சி, அந்த ஹார்ட் ஒர்க்கு விடாமுயற்சி இருக்கணும். ஸ்கில் எல்லாம் வந்துடும் தானா.
ஓகே சார். Thank you, sir.
Any other queries?
Sir, good morning.
Yes.
Sir, this is Jabin Begum. Dr. S. Jabin Begum, head of the department from Computer Science and Engineering, sir, from VCT. Sir, one question from my side.
Sir, you don't need to tell, ma'am. Please,
no problem, sir. So, one common question. My question is, how to uplift the self-esteem of the students who are entering competitive exams, and how to manage their one's mental health also, because we know that depression is the main factor at present. So how to manage?
So this is two things. Competitive exam, you mean by semester exams or
Yeah,
CAT, GRE kind of things?
any
Okay,
kind of examination.
any
Placement
kind of
also.
exam. Okay, placement.
For placement also.
So let me take this two ways. One is very important that can be done by ourselves, which is the preparation stage. Preparation.
Ah,
What I
yes.
meant is, if you remember my presentation, I asked the preparation to start from first or second year itself by doing a lot of internships and all that for practically getting a job and whatnot. Right. Similarly, for exams like GRE or CAT or GATE, they need to start preparing from second year or third year. It is a parallel activity that they need to be engaged in if they are really serious about higher studies for that. And competitive exams like semester exams, some people like me, I never read daily. I will be honest with you, I'm not a daily student. But what I have good about me is when I'm in class, I'm good observer. My notes are kind of impeccable. Sometimes people take my notes and go as well. So because of that skill, I don't read every day. So everyone need to know where they stand in this college life. So some people have to read daily. Like one of my batchmates, he came from Polytechnic, and we were the first batch from Bharatiya University to Anna University. Trust me, I was in IT, and எங்க பேட்சை பார்த்தாலே கேட்பாங்க எவ்வளோ அரியர் வச்சிருக்கீங்கன்னு, ஐடினா எஸ்பெஷலி. அந்த அளவுக்கு மோசமான பேட்ச் எங்களோட பேட்ச். ஏன்னா நாங்கள் தான் ஃபர்ஸ்ட் டிரான்சிஷன் பேட்ச். அண்ணா யூனிவர்சிட்டியில் ஐடி தான் இருக்கிறதுலே டஃபஸ்ட்டு, அண்ட் வி ஆர் த மோஸ்ட் அரியர் இன் ஆல் த டிஃப்ரெண்ட் ஸ்ட்ரீம்ஸ். ஸோ அதில் நான் வந்து தேர்ட் செமஸ்டரில் ஐ ஹேட் 3 arrears. I never had arrears before. I was 87% in Bardiyar with what I was doing, like observing only. But Anna University போய், I will be honest, even staffs were not prepared for taking the courses that Anna University kept. ஒரே I can give you a couple of examples. Computer architecture paperல they were able to take 1.5 chapters out of 5 chapters. They themselves never read computer architecture in their life, and they were coming to teach us. But at the same time, there was a student who came from Polytechnic, and that student, he understood. I went and spoke to him. He was about to give up his college life. He really, me and him run together. I call him rain against. The reason is he runs every day despite if it is a rain, shine, whatever it is. His nickname is Rain Against. He can only speak Tamil, and that guy is coming from Tamil medium, and he was about to give up his college life. And I told him, don't do it. Just stay on. We will somehow clear it and somehow manage to pull through this. And he had 5 papers, I guess. I had 3 papers, and my batchmate, 92 students, only one girl had all clear. 91 people had arrears. Nothing to do with our caliber, situation. We were moved from different university. It was very difficult. Even professors were not eligible enough to handle those syllabus. But we pulled through. I was having 70 percentage at the end of the college life. I was one of the only IT student to get placed in Polaris. So nothing got to do with my technological skills. With my communication and bit of technology, I was able to get in. Why I'm sharing these failures, why I'm sharing these circumstances is for students to understand. Just stay on with failure. How did I stay on? Exactly using my hobbies. I was playing basketball for my college. I created a team from scratch. Like, it's not only me, the batchmates, we all made sure the first years were involved in the basketball. We spent a lot of time on the basketball court instead of going and drinking out because of the failure. I'll be honest, I could have gone elsewhere to seek something else in the depression time, but I didn't go. I'm trying to tell, that's why hobbies are very important. So please hone your hobbies to sail through these tough times. And that guy who was about to give up his college life, I made sure, kept on encouraging him. And of course, he did the hard work. He went and dig himself out of the tough situation by going and learning every day, and he somehow cleared all the exams. And now, right now, he's working with one of the multinational banks. So all the people who failed are right now successful. So failure is temporary, and how you deal with it is what is going to leave a permanent results or permanent mark in your memory. So use your hobbies to come out of the failure, and prepare. Hard work is the only way to come out of a difficult situation. There is no other way. If you're thinking about any other way, you might come out that point of time, but in life you will fail again. Don't take a shortcut.
Wonderful, wonderful explanation.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
Thanks, ma'am.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. So hope the failure is the stepping stone to success, isn't it, sir?
Absolutely. That is the reason
Thank you,
I'm
thank you.
putting failure as one of the main topics for the session. And
Thank you.
people need to embrace failure. They just hug. They have to hug failure, actually.
Yes, sure, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you very much.
Any queries from the student side?
Hi, sir. My name is Siddharth Prakash.
Hi, Siddharth.
Sir, my situation, I'm a middle class guy, sir. After finishing 12th, I have been no idea about higher studies, sir. My dad proposed to join engineering, sir. But my ambition is to become a cinema artist, sir. So, for my dad's ambition, I have been, my family situation, I have been joined engineering, sir. So, now my family situation also went athletics, sir. So, my thinking is what to do, sir. My passion or my family situation or my dreams, what to do, I don't know, sir.
No worries, Siddharth. Let me try to address this with some inputs. So my suggestion to you would be, first of all, be proud that you're able to speak English. Why? Your parents gave the opportunity to do that by putting in a right school and right now a college.
Yes,
So that's the reason, one, you're able to speak in English. So
Yes,
you
sir.
need to thank for that. Second, look at Maniratnam, Siddharth, or any other directors or actors who are now really highly educated. Maniratnam had an MBA from Jamnalal Bajaj University. He was, after finishing his MBA, he was still not sure whether he wants to work, because he worked actually, and he didn't like the work. So what you need to be doing is first alleviate your pathetic situation, the way you called it.
Yes, sir.
But for that, you may need to work for a few years, maybe. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Go and find a job. Try to take a job. If you, I will. I forgot the actor's name. He is in Andhra.
Okay, sir.
This guy is currently. I don't know whether you follow this movie channel called Companion South.
Okay, sir.
Rangarajan. His interviews are beautiful. He interviewed this actor. I will send you the link. Maybe later you contact me. That
Yes,
guy
sir.
is an actor, but he worked in IBM for 5 to 10 years before quitting his job, because that job kept him going for all the hard work that he was putting on the cine field. For
Yes, sir.
5 to 10 years, he was doing part-time acting,
Okay,
and
sir.
it is not only him. There are quite a few people who do that. So when the family situation is difficult, even if the family situation is difficult, your parents made sure you're studying. That is the gift of your life.
Yes, sir.
So use the gift of your life to come out of that difficult situation that you're going through on the financial end, just the financial end. That might take few years only,
Yes,
few
sir.
years, maybe five years, maybe. And during those 5 years, you're not stopping your passion. What you're doing is uh, you need to go in the evening to join a theater group. There is a Tamil actor who does not so important characters, but he has established himself. I forgot his name again. He also did the same thing, and later, after 10 years of working and parallelly managing his acting career, he now quit.
Kitty, it seems, he is close friend of Maniratnam, Krishnamurthy.
Possible. So
How
this
he
is
is known?
no, the guy that I'm referring to, sir, is
Oh.
currently 40
Oh.
or something like that. He's a comedian who does in very small roles, and there are a lot of people doing that, Siddharth. And I ask you to keep watch of film companion Rangarajan interview, because he asks beautiful questions. And yesterday I was listening to Mr. Vasant's interview. and how he changed the way of thinking through films. So while you are studying, once in a while you can do the theater and do that and keep your passion alive. Like in my college, you know Adi,
Adi.
the hip
Hip
hop
hop.
Tamila. Hip hop
Hip hop
Tamila
Tamil.
is my junior, and that guy is
Great.
one of the guys who created the music club in college. So, like we created Personality Development Club, I think their group was the primary group who really made the music club a real good club in college. So they kept the music alive during the college days, and he later pursued his interest, probably opposing his family in the initial days, but probably his upbringing or the financial situation is might be slightly better. So look at Karthik, another example who did Dhruvangal Padinaru. He
Okay.
the best movie ever made in Tamil by a debutant is that guy, and
Yes, sir.
he got his blessing from his dad and family, and his dad funded his whole project. But why I'm telling that is he was in a situation to be able to get funding from dad, even though they put all money in. It was a complete gamble, but he succeeded at the gamble. So, your situation, my recommendation is use your studies, get a job, or do something to make the money. Then spend your money to do the passion, not your parents' money.
Yes, sir.
Whatever I did in my life, I I done. My parents gave me all the seeds to what I've achieved so far. So in everything what I'm doing, they have the most rights than anybody else, even me. Okay, they
Thank you,
made me
sir.
study in the right school. So use this opportunity. You're studying in a very good institution. Go with flying colors, get a job, and then follow the passion parallelly. Don't leave the passion.
Yes, sir. Sure, sir.
Okay.
So thank you, sir. Thank you for my.
To this, Sivakarthikeyan MBA graduate,
Yes.
Madhavan EC graduate,
Yes.
Karthi Sivakumar's son did BE Mechanical in Tamil Nadu, one of the engineering college, and he pursued MS Manufacturing at the US.
Absolutely.
Then Santosh Narayanan is a BE graduate. Then he pursued music at Australia.
Yep. You're very
Gautam,
right there.
Gautam Vasudevan Menon is a BE Mechanical
Engineering, yeah.
Engineering Mohammed Engineering College. And one more actually seems a lot of
See,
actually
all the names that you mentioned really scale their rights, and Shivakarthikeyan is the only one who came from without a financial background.
yes,
So
sir.
rest of them had a great financial background.
Yeah.
So the reason I was quoting those unknown people is because you might become an unknown, Siddharth, if you pursue a dream. Sometimes you may, and sometimes the reason we became a very small known or unknown in the ocean is because of the hard work that we're putting in. So
Yes.
try to do everything that you can to alleviate your financial situation first, and then go into parallelly go into the passion.
Sure, sir.
Anyone can achieve anything. Shivakarthikeyan is a great example, like Jayaraman sir told.
My dream also is like dream only, sir. Who can achieve their dream? I want to make their dreams to achieve, sir.
Absolutely.
Definitely,
All the best.
Siddharth,
Yes,
you
sir.
have to keep the words of the Vinod Kumar.
Sure, sir.
He pointed out very well. You continue your profession, get a job, then earn money, and parallelly you do your passion. That is very good.
Sure, sir. With all your blessings, sir.
Any other questions?
Okay, Vinod, shall we close it?
Yes, I think
Okay.
I would like to listen to students' feedback, but I don't want it's good or bad. I want them to think and answer, and if they have any questions. And also, like I said, I'm keen to work with the institution on the water tap project. It's a simple concept, but it might help us save a lot of water. Maybe we can discuss that separately, and if there are students who are interested, we can create a special cell for that.
Okay, Vinod, I will send my email. Then
Okay.
you share the ideas. Then I will get the help of Dean Academics. who is very much interested in this kind of the product development.
Excellent.
So also other people, we will try.
Absolutely.
One more, my request. Your presentation is very good, as our professor told earlier. So why don't you actually take one session for our faculty members? Because how to prepare, because the presentation itself is very good. Because
So you're asking me to present the same presentation or a different presentation?
No, how to make a presentation.
How to present, okay. How to present.
How to make effective presentation.
Okay.
Later we'll do.
Yeah,
That may be helpful for our faculty members. Because these days, students are interested only on those interested, there is a presentation. If you are preparing a mundane, then they won't accept.
Yeah, I totally agree. I will definitely think about it and see how we can make that happen. Sure. And also, I would request one thing. If since you find this interesting, if you could recommend to some other institution, I would be willing to do this because as I said, my goal is to inspire as many people as possible.
Definitely, I will send because my research scholars are there in many institutions.
Yep.
I will share. They will call you.
Absolutely. So even Peter Stanley sir, if you have any other connections in any other places, if you think want me to do it in IRTT or any other places, I'm very keen to do this. This is to just make sure people benefit from my learnings as much as I can.
Sure, sir. I will try to share. I will try to talk to the people and be possible. No problem.
And you just note down my email, or if you want my WhatsApp number, Mr. Jayaraman has the WhatsApp number.
Yes, I'll get
to. Yeah.
Okay.
Thanks a lot, sir.
Okay, thank you.
Pleasure.
Chandrasekhar, thanks.
And just send me the video to me because my family has been asking for some time.
I will send. Tomorrow, on Monday, I will send.
Sure. Thanks, Jayaraman.
It is linked to YouTube also.
No, I tried this 3 times. Third time, I think this one. All the time, for reasons failed. So hopefully this time it works.
Okay.
And already Mr. Manamalan actually sent a link of YouTube, your presentation. It's already available.
Many students are watching from YouTube also.
I asked them to send it to you immediately.
Okay, can you send me the link?
Yes, sir. Manamalan,
the link also sent to our chat box, sir.
Yes.
Chat box, huh?
Okay, I will send, sir. No problem. I will send the Vinod.
Okay, no worries.
Chandrasekhar. Okay, what are
Thank you so much, sir, for your marvelous words which guide us for a great way of success. No duty is more urgent than that of returning thanks. Now, I welcome our secretary, Dr. Dhanush, to give away the vote of thanks.
I deem it is a great honor to propose the vote of thanks to all who have helped us in making this to succeed know thyself such a resounding success. First of all, I would like to propose heartily vote of thanks to our speaker, Mr. Vinod K. Shanmugam sir, for today's session. Thank you, sir. And I would like to thank Dr. M. Jayaraman sir, Principal of Velara College of Engineering and Technology. I would like to thank Chandrasekhar sir, Club Coordinator, and I owe my gratitude to the members who are all present here. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for all the future successors who came here to get inspired and made this event a great reach.
Okay, thank you, Vinod. Bye.
Thanks a lot. Thanks,
sir. Bye, sir.
Oh.
Thank you, sir.